Giannis. Chris Paul falls down and lost the ball.
And you've got numbers right now if you're the Bucks.
Holiday, Middleton, inside, he backs it home. Timeout, Phoenix. This building is shaking.
You gave it to them in the clutch, CP3. They're writing articles comparing you to Charles Barkley and Dan Marino. How much pressure is Chris Paul under after Game 4 of the NBA Finals versus the Bucks? We're going to get into Chris Paul, but we now have a series in the NBA Finals. The Bucks have tied the series 2-2 after one of the most dramatic games of the playoffs so far. I know Chris Middleton, Devin Booker, and the refs are the story of the game, but in my opinion, the storyline is the no-show of Chris Paul. CP3 is under more pressure than any NBA player in recent history at the moment. Now, I do want to note that the officiating in last night's game was at the lowest point that we've seen in the playoffs so far. The play where they didn't call the foul on Devin Booker on Drew Holiday, where he would have fouled out of that game, was a ridiculous no call, and these types of calls affected both teams at different times in the game. Chris Middleton and Devin Booker went at it. They both dropped 40. The Suns were in the lead for most of the game until they collapsed towards the end when Chris Middleton and Giannis Antetokounmpo took over the game, and then this happened.
Now Booker with Tucker on him. Throws it up for Ayton. Shot blocked by Antetokounmpo.
I needed the Suns to lose by less than 5, and that play decided the outcome of the game, in my opinion. If Chris Paul was even an average CP3, the Suns would have won that game in combination with Devin Booker's performance. Chris Paul is a 16-year NBA veteran who just so happens to be a future Hall of Fame point guard, so for him to turn the ball over in that exact moment was brutal to watch. Just how much pressure is Chris Paul under now? We know he has a shaky reputation in big playoff games. Chris Paul got torn to shreds on social media after this game, and he deserved it all. Here he is after the game talking about ball security.
It was me. I had 5 of them. You know what I mean? It was bad decision making. Timely, we down 2, and I tried to cross over right there, slip, turn it over. I had some bad passes in the first half. You know what I mean?
We all know that Chris Paul has a minor issue with his wrist, but I was very surprised to see him sit down in the second quarter for as long as he did. For Devin Booker to give the Suns 42 points and the Suns still lost could end up costing this team, especially if Giannis and Middleton stay consistent. Chris Paul shot 5 of 13 from the field and only scored 10 points. He also turned the ball over 5 times, including a couple in the clutch. I'm seeing articles comparing Chris Paul to Dan Marino and Charles Barkley. This is a crazy overreaction. There's still so much basketball to play. When your team star player is miniature in stature, he's 36 years old, and he has the injury history that CP3 does. Facing a team with more physically dominant stars with the momentum, this multiplies the pressure. If CP3 repeats that performance on Saturday in Game 5, we're going to be describing Chris Paul as just another star player who could not get it done when it mattered most. I think he's going to respond. There's 3 days to think about it. They're going to be playing at home. I'm still gathering my thoughts on this big Game 5. The Bucks deserve credit for winning that game just as much as the Suns deserve criticism for losing that game. So I'm not going to rely on the storyline of, oh, it's the biggest game in Chris Paul's career. Because the truth is, this is the biggest game of their careers for every person involved in this 2021 NBA Finals, and I can't wait for Game 5 on Saturday.